Hi there. Give me an idea of what Iran is fighting against. I've got some pictures here and a video of Count Dankula. I like the Count, but give you an example of what. Give you an example of what he's about to talk about. Here is a picture of Iranian women circa 1973-75, and you and then I've got another one after the Islamic Revolution in the 1980s. And you tell me what the difference is. Okay? This is Iranian women about 1975. Okay? And this is Iranian women after the Islamic Revolution. Okay? So you tell me what the difference is here. And boy, they look happy, don't they? They just look ecstatic, don't they? And those women are so oppressed. These women here just don't know what to do with themselves. They are so oppressed. Gosh, reading books and everything. Golly, imagine that. So here we got Count Dankula. He's gonna do a little. Iran is boogalooing again. I don't wonder why.
Iran latest fears of major escalation with US after Trump trades threats with Tehran over widespread protests. So basically, Iran is having another little bit of a boogaloo right now.
Uh
Apparently, this
huh.
is the biggest one yet, and the police have opened fire on the crowds. And I'm still very much in the nothing ever happens crowd. I always am with everything. I don't think this will be it. I don't think this is the big one. You know, as much as America and Israel are like, please, 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 we've been desperate for this for like fucking.
Now you got to keep in mind here. This kind of shit happened in Iran in about 2012 when Obama was president. When he sent them billions of dollars on pallets and bowed down to them and please don't do anything. And they went, people went fucking protested in the streets and they just killed everybody. They just started killing people right and left. And if they found out that you were protesting and you didn't get killed, they came and found you and put your ass in prison. Some of them still there now. Or they just killed you. You just disappeared. Okay, but the mainstream media, American mainstream media, ain't gonna tell you shit about that. Okay, well this time Trump says, you know what? You start killing more of your people, and we're gonna step in and fuck you up. Okay, not boots on the ground. We're just gonna fucking come over and we'll just take care of you the whole fashioned way.
60 years, oh my god, yeah. They're absolutely choking for it to happen. I don't think this will be the big one. Maybe it
Probably
won't,
not.
maybe it will. Again, CIA Mossad bullshit. That's all it is. They're just basically getting rid of another one of Israel's enemies in the Middle East. That's all it is.
It's not
Yeah, Maduro.
it's not Mossad's enemies or Israel's enemies in the Middle East. They're doing it because these people. The reason these people are protesting is because they want Muslims out of there. They don't want Sharia law in Iran. Like I showed you before, there was this was before Sharia law and the Muslims showed up. This was after. So which one would you prefer? So when it comes down to it, you know, it is what it is. And I think Trump is just saying, listen, they don't want you here. They don't want fucking the Ayatollah to be fucking ruler of the country.
Maduro. I'm very happy that a lot of people actually finally understood my point after I made that video, but then I had a few fucking deranged loonies that were still going, "You're a communist," and everything like that. But again, I'll say it for this one. Would it be good if the Ayatollah, the rock and roll Ayatollah, was overthrown? Absolutely, yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Because you've seen the famous pictures of like Iran pre and post revolution, where
Yeah.
people had like these things called rights and stuff like that, you know, mostly women and everything. Because yes, even though I hate them, women deserve rights too, I suppose. Right, but still, would it be a good thing if the Ayatollah get overthrown? Yes, if
Yes.
the person who comes in after him is a good guy.
Right.
However, it's going to
Well,
be a Israeli controlled person. Fucking it absolutely would be. Israel are all over
who knows?
Iran. But
Who
anyway,
knows?
fears are growing of a major escalation between the US and Iran after Tehran warned it is ready for war in response to Donald Trump's threats of military action in the country. The US president said he is considering very strong options for a possible military response in Iran after monitoring groups say at least 544 people have died in clashes between demonstrators and security forces. We are ready for war, but also for dialogue, and Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi responded. He said that warnings of military action against Tehran from Trump, if the protests turn bloody, would motivate terrorists to target protesters and security forces to provoke foreign intervention. Terrorists, eh? Basically, this is a theory that's floating around. Iran security forces are shooting at protesters, which is a thing that they do. Right, but
That's what they were doing in 2012 when fucking Obama just turned his head and said, well, let's not look at that.
usually not to this extent. However, there's been some times where it's just been full open fire on crowds.
Yep.
Right, but they've not, in some cases, allegedly, they've not seen where this fire has came from. However, if I was a foreign operative in a country where my job was to instigate the toppling of that country's government, I might dress up as a security guy, or I might be at a place where security guys are, and just fucking open fire on a crowd. That'll make everyone go, the security forces gunned people down, we need to boogaloo even harder and overthrow the government. Is that a thing that the CIA and Mossad would do? You bet your fucking arse it's something they would do.
Yes, it is.
They
Yes.
absolutely would do something like that.
Right. But when you've got fucking people, it's also something Iran would do. It is. That's been done before. They do it again. Yeah, the CIA has done that, would do that. Mossad has done that, would do that. But so has Iran. Has done that, would do that. Okay, so who you gonna take up for? Any way you look at it, you got to stick up for the people of Iran, not the fucking government of Iran.
Is that what's happening right now?
I don't
Maybe.
know.
Like,
I
maybe
don't
that's
know.
what's happening. I don't know. However, that is something that they have done in the past. They did the same thing during with Ukraine during the 2014 riots. That was a thing that they did do.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Allegedly. Trump and his national security team have been weighing a range of potential responses against Iran, including cyber attacks and direct strikes by the US or Israel, according to two people familiar with internal White House discussions. But the US president also said Tehran had been in touch and they want to negotiate to prevent such action. The US
Yeah.
based
Well,
rights group HRANA reported on Sunday evening that the death toll had surpassed 500 and that more than 10,000 people had been arrested, and most
of course. And out of those 10,000 people being arrested, how many of them going to survive? Okay. You can't blame that on Trump. You can't blame that on the CIA. You can't blame that on fucking Mossad. 10,000? Really? There's enough Mossad and CIA there to shoot down 500 people and fucking arrest 10,000? No, I don't think so.
Likely you won't ever see them again.
Right.
And
You should never see them
here's all
again.
the stuff that's no dear. Here's all the stuff that's happened since then. Key
Well,
points. Tehran says it's ready for war. Oh, never mind. Turkey warns against foreign intervention in Iran. Turkey, obviously, an Islamic country, wasn't always like that. We need to retake
right.
Constantinople, I believe.
All of these countries that Turkey was not a Muslim country. Iran was not a Muslim country. Okay, Iraq was not a Muslim country until the Muslims came in and just took over. Well, what the fuck's happening to the United States? They're already taking over. A fucking Muslim mayor in New York is now fucking screaming fucking Muslim prayer music at 5 o'clock in the goddamn morning to everybody in the whole damn city. Okay, in Dearborn, Michigan, their Muslim have taken over mayorship there, and they're screaming fucking Muslim prayers at 5 o'clock in the fucking morning. Okay, they're all over Texas. There's fucking full towns in Texas that have been taken over, and fucking you can see it. They're trying to take over the United States, and we need to fucking just we need some rednecks is what we need. We need some Christian fucking rednecks just to get up and go, you know what? We're done.
Of course, Turkey would be against it, fellow Muslims and all that. Iranian representatives have been banned from the European Parliament, says President. Oh, wow. Look at the European Parliament doing something. Trump to speak with
Right.
Musk about restoring internet access to Iran, obviously talking about that stuff. Bringing Musk in again. The independent review, regime change in Iran would be welcome. I don't doubt that because I do know a bunch of Iranian people. There's even an Iranian guy I know who's fled. Basically, the place was a shithole. Right, so again,
Yeah.
just before I end the video, would it be good if the regime was toppled in Iran? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because the problem is you don't, as a whole, you don't know how miserable like things are there for people. Is it propaganda, and you just want to believe that the people there are miserable so that you'll support toppling the government? But I know people from Iran, right, and they've said, yeah, it's fucking hell on earth. Like that's why we fled. My father was arrested 6 fucking times and everything. Like they were trying to execute him just because of like an argument that he got into with a police officer and everything. And it's like, yeah, it's shit for people there. At least, okay, anecdotal, but see when it's every single Iranian that you've spoken to,
Yeah.
like that kind of
Big
100%
difference.
of cases, no way. But like, yeah, would it be a good thing if it got toppled? Yeah, it's great. However, again, like I will point out with Maduro, America and Israel are not doing this out of the kindness of their heart. They're like, oh, the poor Iranian people. They're like, threat, neutralize the threat, neutralize the Iranian government. They are a threat, neutralize the threat. They don't give a fuck about the
Well, bullshit. They do give a fuck about the people. You can't fucking have one without the other. Okay? Yeah, it fucking you care about the people, but they're also a threat. So you've got a double-edged sword. It's time to take care of these fuckers.
Iranian people. They don't care. That's just a nice little side effect of toppling the government. They don't care. They don't care.
Bullshit.
They'll bomb you all the same. Right? But still, I'm still very much in the nothing ever happens crowd, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, wait and see. So you never know until the shit comes down. But in my opinion, uh, when it comes down to it, they've been fighting Muslims. Put it that way for 1,000 fucking years. Okay, Muslims don't like Jews, and Jews don't like Muslims. Okay, and that's just the way it works. So if Iran wasn't a Muslim country and didn't want to fucking wipe Iran or wipe Israel off the map, they wouldn't have a problem. Okay, so you don't see Israel wanting to beef with India because they're Hindus. They don't have any problem with Israel. But anyway, yeah, it's a crock of shit. It's we either need to get in there, get out of there, in and out, get rid of the Muslims in Iran. I think we need to get rid of the Muslims in America. That's just my opinion. That just as far as I'm concerned, we need to get them all out of the country because their said their stated purpose is to turn America into a Muslim country, and it's not going to happen. You got too many rednecks with guns.